Hey there, let's do some sacral work for those of you who are having trouble getting up and down off the floor, which can be a real challenge, especially on the knees. So the important thing about working on your sacrum is being able to move the pelvis back and forth. And truly the key to preserving your back or preserving this pelvic area of the body is moving the pelvis correctly. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to stand upright. I want your pelvis in neutral. I want you to ground the four corners of your feet into the floor. And then this is a little challenging, just mentally do this, even if it physically doesn't happen. Lift up your middle three toes while you're standing here. So work toward lifting the three middle toes of each foot, keeping the four corners of the feet grounded. And then when you lift those three middle toes or put your mind to doing that, you will actually feel your kneecaps lift a little bit. So that gives you some stability in your knees and your calves. And so let's build this position all the way up. You want to keep your pelvis in neutral. Your feet are engaged. That's called Pada Bandha when they're engaged like that. And then you're feeling a little bit of an internal rotation in your thighs, meaning that they're going toward the center just slightly as you feel your feet engaging. And if you'll note, I don't know if you can see it in the video, my feet, the outside of my feet are in line with the slats on my floor. So it feels like they're turned in a little bit. It's just more of an internal rotation of my thighs that happen. And then as I'm building this, I want to feel like my chest area, this is called your manubrium, you want it to shine out. You want to feel like there's a spotlight here that's shining out. So I'm not, I'm not lifting up my chest this way. I'm just letting it shine out. My shoulders are relaxed away from my ears and my fingers are reaching toward the floor. I have absolutely everything engaged, including the crown of my head going toward the ceiling. So my chin is tucked in just slightly. So feel that. Close your eyes. Feel that neutral position and just breathe. Start breathing through your nose. Seal your lips. And as you breathe in now, I want you to feel your rib cage expand all the way. And release. Let's do that again. Let's expand again. And now I want you to cinch up your ribs a little bit as if you're putting a corset on and it's sucking you in a little bit. Engage the core, engage the rib cage, and exhale. And start to feel your throat, the back of your throat just tighten slightly so that it sounds like as you breathe in and as you breathe out, like there's a little ocean wave in the back of your throat. And through your practice, keep your mind and your ears on that oceanic sound in the back of your throat. That will give you the right rhythm for moving in this practice. All right, now what I want you to do from here, open your eyes, just flutter them open, and let's keep our feet planted and reach up with our arms. Breathe in and exhale. I want you to stick your bottom out like this and just put your hands on your knees or your shins and feel your bottom sticking out. Feel your manubrium shining out in front of you and your butt, your pelvis sticking out in the back. And now release, walking your fingers up one vertebra at a time. Very good. All right, let's do that again. Reach all the way up. Pour forward. Stick your bottom behind you and your chest in front of you and just drop your arms And now walk your fingers up your body, one vertebra at a time. Now, as I'm walking my fingers up my body, my feet are grounding down into the ground. I'm not forgetting about my feet. All right, from here, what I'd like for you to do is to put your fingers on your manubrium. We're going to take a breath in, and we're going to do a little bit of a back bend. I want my bottom sticking out behind me, my chest sticking out in front of me, and my head, my chin to just reach to the ceiling, and then exhale, fold it all in. Round your back like an angry cat. Tuck your tailbone under, and then breathe it again. Reach out, a little bit of a back bend so you can see my bottom sticking out. And then I'm going to round everything in, tucking my bottom in, making sure the four corners of my feet are in the floor, and hunching my shoulders forward. One more time. Out. And breathe out. Very good. Now let's come back up to our neutral place. We're going to reach up again. And now I'm going to pour forward, sticking my bottom all the way out. And I'm going to let my hands come down to my feet. If you can't do that, just leave them there. And then let's do a little half lift. Inhale, hands to your knees. Exhale, reach out and up. And bring your hands down to prayer. Now, if that hurt your back at all, then I want you to check in with your pelvis. We want to be able to move that pelvis behind us, pouring it over. If this was a little bowl here with water in it and I could pour that water out right here with my pelvis, that's what I want to be able to do. So anytime you bend over, stick your butt behind you like this, pour that pelvis forward, reach your chest in front of you and look at my flat back. See that? See, if I'm just bending down, picking something up, look at the strain and the curve that's putting on my back. That's really strenuous. So anytime you bend over, put your chest to your knees. So when I'm doing a forward bend, I'm not keeping my legs locked out. I can bend my knees as much as I want to. Sticking my butt out, keeping my chest coming forward so I have that nice flat back. Then I press my feet into the ground and reach up. Why don't you try that with me? So we're gonna reach up with an inhale, get those sides really long. Feel like the slinkies of your rib cage are lifting apart. We're gonna pour it forward. How? Stick your chest out in front of you, your butt out behind you. Bend your knees. Seal your tummy to the top of your legs and go all the way forward. Now we're gonna do a half lift. Stick your butt behind you. Press, put your hands rather on your knees or your shin. And then press your feet in and bend your knees and reach up on an inhale. And bring your hands down to prayer. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. Halfway lift. And press in. There we go. There's our first movement. And I'm hoping I did not lose video with this. Okay. All right, now let's do a couple of other things because really when we're doing this sacral work, we want this to work for us. So we've done a cat-cow. That's this is our cat-cow in our standing position. We can also do it in a seated position. So we just need our chair. I'm going to sit on my chair now. And again, I'm going to feel my feet grounding down into the floor. I should have, I'll show you, a 90-degree angle with my knees. My knees should be over my ankles. Hopefully that's how it looks. Knees over my ankles. I am also feeling, I'll turn my chair to the side, I'm feeling my sitting bones. in the chair. So I'm not back on my flesh, my glute flesh here. I'm forward and the little bones in my bottom are going down. My legs are at a 90-degree angle, my knees over my ankles. My manubrium is shining out, right? And my chin is tucked under just a little bit. So in yoga, what we do is we stretch in all directions like Elastigirl. We want to stretch up through the crown of our head. We want to stretch down into the ground. And in this case, while I'm sitting, I'm stretching down into my sitting bones. And I'm feeling my manubrium now, not bending my back like this, sticking my breast out. I'm focusing on just kind of smiling my collarbone open and letting my manubrium shine out in that way. So from here, this is a great place to also do a cat-cow. And the cat-cow is when we begin by, I'm going to have my hands on my knees. I'm going to do a little back bend, and the back bend comes from my chest, not from pushing in my back. I don't want to scrunch up my lower back here. I want my lower back tall too. So I'm going to reach up through my chest and my chin as I inhale. And now I'm going to exhale. I'm going to curl my shoulders. I'm going to curl my pelvis under and my chin to my chest. And then I can breathe in and do it again. Exhale. I'm engaging my core. I'm pulling my tummy muscles in. And then one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Then I'm coming back up right here. All right, now let's do one more in getting our pelvis moving, and I'm going to use the chair on this one too. This is going to be a modified downward facing dog, okay? The down dog is another one of those that stretches your entire body. You're being stretched in front of you, your legs are pressing into the ground. So we're going to do a couple of variations here, and again, I want to make sure that I have a 90-degree angle from my pelvis, or my hip here rather, my hip down to my ankle. I should have a 90-degree angle. Now the way I'm doing it is I'm not arching my back like this. I'm, guess what, sticking my butt behind me, right? As if my sitting bones were going to hit that wall behind me. What am I doing with my feet? I'm pressing them into the ground, the four corners of my feet, and I'm lifting those three middle toes. My chest is going out in front of me. I'm reaching my chest for the chair. Look at my hands. My hands are engaged also. I can put them around the chair like this, but I'm pressing down into the top of that chair, sticking my butt behind me, sticking my chest out in front of me. And from here, as I press my feet into the floor, I'm going to just keep a soft bend in my knee. I don't have to have a straight leg for this. It doesn't matter. But I'm going to stretch the crown of my head to the wall in front of me, my sitting bones to the wall behind me. I am going to stretch my shoulder blades apart. And then to come out of it, I'm stretching my chest toward the wall and walking forward. I'm going to take another inhale, reaching up and bringing my hands down to prayer in this position. If you are able, other good openers involve actually creating space in the sacrum. And in a sitting position, I think what we want to do is have our legs spread apart here. Again, alignment is everything. So please look to see that you have a 90-degree angle. Your knees are over your ankles. How far you can spread your legs apart doesn't matter. You're not in the business of hurting yourself or going too far. Yoga is practice. It's not about being bendy. That's not what it's about. It is about feeling those deep muscles around your organs, around your bones, and stretching them apart. So from this position, what I'm going to do is kind of like an open leg position where you're spreading wide there. I am going to bring my shoulder in and try to turn my chest to the wall on this side. And then I'm going to bring it back to center. Inhale tall. Feel your top of your head go toward the ceiling, and exhale. Drop your shoulder in. Feel your hips are still facing forward, your sitting bones are grounded, but your chest is going to the other wall. And you exhale, or inhale back to center. We're inhaling here tall, exhale to the left. Inhale tall, exhale to the left. Just a second, honey. Inhale tall, exhale to the left. I didn't say right, sorry, I got a little distracted. Inhale tall, exhale to the right. And feel that twist in your back. Okay, what was the other one that I was going to do here? All right, let's do one more in the chair. We're gonna have to face this way. All right, again, I'm up on my sitting bones. I'm gonna have to turn around, sorry. Turn the chair this way. So facing forward again, I'm again aligning my knees and my ankles so that they're in line. And now I'm going to sit up tall. The crown of my head is going to go toward the ceiling. My sitting bones are going to go into the chair. And I'm going to grab anywhere on the back of the chair that I can. I'm going to inhale tall, exhale, twist to the right. So I'm going to make my chest go toward this wall. Inhale tall, and turn my spine to the right. And inhale tall again. Turning my spine. All the while, my hips are facing forward. So now I want to do that on the other side. You could just turn your body around, but I'm going to turn the chair for the sake of the video. All right, so same thing, aligning my legs, making sure the four corners of my feet are grounded into the floor. Inhale tall, crown of the head toward the ceiling. Exhale, twist. And inhale tall, exhale, twist. Keeping your hips forward, exhale into the twist. There we go. Now, if you are able, I recommend a little hip stretch. I'm trying to think if there's an easier way to modify this hip stretch. I may do a second video to work on more of this area here, but if you at all can cross your ankle over your knee and keep your foot flexed, all you have to do is stay here in this position. This is a 90-90 position. I'm 90 degrees here, I'm 90 degrees here. And from this position, I can do a couple of different things. It's enough just to feel the hip crease right here that's stretching the back of your hips. What you're wanting to feel is a stretch in the back of your right hip right here. So what I do is I keep this, I put my thumb on my hip crease and just keep this hip flat, and I move my manubrium in front of me and fold. And again, the goal is not how low can you go, it's where do I go until I feel my hip stretch. Now, again, what am I doing with my hips? I'm moving them behind me, and I'm moving my chest forward, and I'm looking down at the ground. So the crown of my head and my chest are going toward the wall in front of me. My hips are going behind me, And then I'm using my hands to push myself back up. Don't use your back. Engage your core muscles. Push your hand back up. Also from here, this is another place where you can do the little twist. All right, to the back of the chair. So now we're going to switch legs. Other leg on top. You want a 90-degree angle. You want your ankle crossing just beyond your knee and your feet flexed. My foot that's on the ground is ground down into the floor. I'm going to press into my hip flexor, and I'm going to reach forward with my chest and back with my butt. Reach my top of my head toward the other wall. And again, it's not how low you can go, right? You don't have to bend. It's enough just to stay up in the seated position. And you breathe. And you breathe into where you feel the work. To come out of this, I'm going to press into my legs, engage my core, and come right back up. I'm going to think about how to do some of the other really good sacral things without having to do much weight bearing on your knees, and also without having to get down on the ground. So let me work on that, and I will do a second video for you.